Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today we will be doing a little recap of the first decade of my Ultimate Decades Challenge. Before we proceed, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and without further ado, let's jump right into the video. So firstly, of course, I have some news, which is I have new equipment, which means that I have a possibility to move the whole challenge onto PC, and this way I'll be able to use mods and CC and whatnot, but it means I have to buy Sims 4 all over again for the PC because I have it on PlayStation. So let me know in the comments what you think. I kind of am into the idea to have the at least MC Commander. I really love this mod based on other players. I like to get notifications that tells you which sim is about to give birth, so you can go and handle it yourself. And there are many other things, of course, like I can do death more easily in the game, so I find it quite useful in a way, plus the CC that can help the aesthetics of the game to be on point as well. But I kind of like the idea to do it without any mods at all. It's also quite fun, and like this I don't have to remove everything there. So please let me know in the comments your thoughts. I'm really curious about that. So we're gonna do a little recap. I hope this video is quick and is engaging, and in case you don't want to watch my long live streams, you can at least understand what's going on in my game and maybe watch just the recaps. So the idea of the challenge, it's Morbid's challenge, by the way. I will link all the details in the description down below, but the idea is you play year by year. Each year is 4 sim days. It has all the custom aging, so you choose, so you have kind of an Excel spreadsheet that you have to follow. The idea is, of course, to try to keep aesthetics as close to the decade that you play in, but also the historical accuracy is quite important. There are so many things to take note of every single day. It might help you to get more organized as well. It's nice to have something so organized yet unpredictable, because you have to do death rolls and you don't know whose of your sims will survive and who's not, depending on historical events. How I got into this challenge is I like watching some sim YouTubers, and so I was watching Morbids and I was really interested in how everything was structured, and then I got to another channel which is called Amanda Plays Sims. I'll link her channel down below as well, and she plays many different Sims challenges, and I really like this challenge, and I thought maybe I can try to play it without mods, and I am, but I didn't know back then. That's what got me into it. I just wanted to try it for myself. The challenge, of course, is mostly visual, it's mostly aesthetic, but it also satisfies my organizational side, so that's like a big perk for me to like it. I love the spreadsheets the most, and I also love to make thumbnails. And another one of my favorite is of course Family Tree, which I do on Ancestry, and we'll go through it in a bit. Going year by year, I started in 1300s, and those were my sims. It was Matilda and Benedict. They were Gen 0, because by rules you have to create, like you're starting with 8 sims, so you start with 2 parents and 3 siblings, because 1 will be your main sibling and 2 will be your side households, in case you don't have any main siblings left to continue the family. The year itself was quite uneventful, but we did lose the parents, aka Gen 0, and as you can see here I'm trying to get cow plants because I cannot just get rid of sims, so I have to use those for adult sims, let's say for teens, young adults and adults. When I was making them, I spent so much time on them because I thought they would definitely be like helpful around the house, and there is all these children to be born, and I don't know how to deal with the children in sims because they constantly cry. So it was very fun because I didn't expect them to die at all, and they both did. And this was kind of the beginning of this. Another big part, of course, is everyone got pregnant this year on every single different day. So just to kind of make it clear, we started with 1 main household, which is this one, and then we had additional 2 households. We had Reginald, the elder brother of my main household, and we had Eleanor, who is the middle sister, and their spouses. So we kind of started as 3 different homes around Willow Creek. here I'm actually at Reginald's and Isabella's household. As you maybe you can see, maybe not, but Isabella is pregnant there. But basically, they ended up having first set of twins, which were Gregory and Yvette. And this was pretty fun. I did not expect to have two children inside households. Plus, I did not understand how to play side households. So I was actually like playing and trying to build them skills while thinking, oh my god, but my main household is not getting any skills. I really didn't know the better way to do it. But I did figure it out at the end. Like, I don't have to play them unless I play them eventually. At the same time, at Adam's house, Gemma was born, but she died at birth, unfortunately. Also in this year, Reginald aged up into the young adult. He was supposed to be like late teen when the challenge started. Now, at house of Henry and Eleanor, Eleanor had a daughter called Godith, but she unfortunately also died at birth. So in 1302 was pretty uneventful for Reginald, but Isolde was born, and his twins Gregory and Yvette both aged up into toddlers. For the rest of the main and another side household, we had no news that year. 1303 was quite eventful. Our main household had the first set of twins, so we had Gail and Sarah. Unfortunately, Sarah died at birth, but Gail is actually our main child right now. As I play right now in 1311, she is a child and she's working on her creative aspirations, so that was fun. And I completely forgot by now that she was a twin. Also in this year, Eleanor, our middle sister, aged up into young adult, and she also gave birth to Ida. Now, 1304 was extremely eventful. At the main household, both Adam and Eva aged up into young adults. Gail aged up into toddler. As you can see, there's a bit like more children there, but don't worry. Don't worry about this. It's all gonna be fixed eventually. Then at Reginald's household, Isabella, who is his wife, aged up into young adult as well, and they had another set of twins, which were Edward and Rose, and their daughter Isolde aged up into toddler. At Eleanor's household, Herbert was born. Right, so in 1305, Adam and Eva had another child called Godfrey, but he died at birth. Reginald and his wife Isabella had a son called Andrew. Then Edward and Rose were supposed to have birthday, but unfortunately Edward died, so Rose aged up into toddler by herself. And at Eleanor's household, Ida aged up into toddler. Now, in 1306, at our main household, Adam and Eva had a daughter named Ella. At Reginald's household, they had a son called Osbert, but he died at birth. It was actually a daughter, but I somehow gave her the male name. I don't know how it happened. And also Andrew aged up into toddler. At Eleanor's household, they had Norman, and he died at birth, but their son Herbert aged up into toddler. In 1307, in our main household, we finally had an heir born, because in this period of time only male sims can become an heir. So Stefan was born from Adam and Eva, and their daughter Ella aged up into toddler. At Reginald and Isabella, twins Gregory and Yvette both aged up into children. Here I'm cast editing them right after they aged up. And they also had a daughter named Annabelle. At Eleanor's household, Alexander was born. In 1308 was a lot of mess, because I kept missing birth of children, so the game named a couple of them, and this resulted in Adam and Eva having Juliana, which is right to the time period name, but I didn't name her myself, so it's kind of like a missed point of this whole thing. But yes, Juliana was born in their household. At Reginald's, Isolde aged up into child, and at Eleanor, Henry, her husband, aged up into adult, and we had to roll how many years he will live after that, and now we know when he will die, like precisely, like the day it comes, I would have to kill him off the game. They had a daughter named Anya as well, and their son Alexander aged up into a toddler. In 1309, in our main household, Stefan aged up into a child. No, he aged up into a toddler, sorry. And Gail aged up into a child. At Reginald's, Marguerite was born, and their daughter Annabelle aged up into a toddler. And at Eleanor's, Ida aged up into a child, and Astrid was born. This is how the tree looks like, which I do on ancestry.com. In case you want to be part of this, by the way, just let me know in the comments. I'll give you an invite link so you can view the tree. I know it's not like that interesting, but maybe you would like to discover this for yourself. Basically, I have no problem to share this. It's a little bit advanced, like by like 1 year ahead, as we see it now on the screen, but I can tell you a little bit about it. So for example, this is Benedict and Matilda. Their portraits are black and white because they have died. And here we have their children. So the eldest is Reginald, and here are all the children that he and his wife Isabella had. So this is our side household number 1. Then we have Eleanor, their daughter, and her husband Henry here. And here we have all of their children. In black and white, of course, the ones that have passed away. And then here we have Adam and his wife Eva. And this is their children. They are the youngest couple, but they are the heirs in my head at least. We don't have many boys currently, so if you look here, we have Gregory, and we have Andrew, Herbert here, Alexander, Stefan, and Gilbert, just born in 1310. So they're kind of a small amount of boys, and with all the wars, and there will be like a plague as well, and many other things in this game. I'm very scared which one will become an heir eventually. For now, of course, I'm hoping that Stefan is gonna survive through this, or Gilbert. In this way, we will just continue this family, and we will have a couple of side households, like main one, like Gail, Ella, and Juliana will have their families, and then we will have like all the rest kind of bumped together. And we will have to choose as well many things. I mean, this will eventually be like much smaller in my head at least. Maybe not. But I guess we'll see. That's why I'm thinking to play with mods eventually. It's a little bit difficult. Another thing, of course, which is important, this is my Excel spreadsheet. This is always available, always the link in the description down below. So we have the timeline and everything that is going on year by year. We have death rolls here. And for example, you see that Gregory and Yvette were born in 1301 on like 2nd day, and then they supposed to live as babies for 6 days, and then they aged up into toddlers. So you can see that in 1302 they aged up into toddlers 6 days later, and that's how the whole thing works basically. Then you will see Gregory and Yvette aging up into children here in 1307, 18 days after. It's 18. I was so confused. I was like, this doesn't look like 18. No, it is 18 days. So this is how it works. And then here I already know, for example, that Reginald will die on this day, or Henry will die on this day, because they had to roll, they didn't die when they aged up into adult, and instead they lived. So they became adult, and then I had to roll for how many days they will live as adults. And some of them rolled well, and some of them did. Then of course there's this page, which I found quite confusing originally, but basically this is my Gen Z family, let's say, and they had 3 children. So they had Reginald, which is the eldest son, and he married Isabella here. We know the year when they were married, and we know that they had 10 pregnancy chances, because by default first 3 families have 10 pregnancy chances. By chances it means that they do 10 pregnancies, but they might get twins or triplets or quadruplets, and some children might die. So they had actually 3 sets of twins, but they had 5 children who had died at birth, for example. Then here in orange color we have Eleanor's family. So Eleanor married Henry, so she became Lumberjackson as well. And here are all their children and how many pregnancies we have left. That's at least how I do it. I don't know how other people do that. And then we have the last one, which is our main gen. I write it here. So it's Adam and Eva, and all of their children. They lost 3 children, for example, and they were married in 1300s. Then there's things like family tree, which I don't really do for now. But I will finalize it soon. And then here's like marriage and babies. I really don't use this, for example, but I really like to use this name. So once I get a name, I just delete it from here, and then eventually I refill it with the names that I haven't used yet. Farming key I kind of started to use, but it has many plants that I don't have, so I just plant everything I find and then I collect it once a week, and I hope it's fine. I really don't know. And then this is the Morbid's original rules, so this challenge will go from 1300 to 2020. A bit scary to do this, but I'm kind of liking it. This is her, by the way, here. And then it kind of divides into different periods of time, if you wish. And it's kind of interesting. And for now I'm doing, of course, the first one, and it has everything like in detail as much as possible explained. It has mood boards for the buildings. I was inspired by this one, for example, but I used like roofing and lack of windows from those ones, for example. And then it has all the death rolls and things that you can grow, and then it has the historical events, which we will see in the next decade on this channel. On this channel we will have the Great Famine of a mine, so we will have to roll d8 for each sim in every household, children, adults, everyone. So there will be many children and adults probably dying of hunger. So I hope you enjoyed this catch up of a decade. My first decade in this game. I started this challenge kind of just this base game. Now I have a little bit more units that I can work with, so I hope we will go quicker through it. So please don't forget to subscribe to me on YouTube, also follow me on Twitch, and if you wish you can also join me on Discord. Once I have a little bit more audience everywhere, I will try to do more fun things, of course. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you on the next one. Bye bye.